Over tax cuts erupted into a shouting match. Democratic Senator Sherrod Brown of Ohio accused Republicans of only trying to cut taxes for the rich. That was the last straw for Republican Senator Orrin Hatch.
I just think it would be nice just tonight, before we go home, to just acknowledge, well, this tax cut really is not for the middle class, it's for the rich. And that whole thing about higher wages, well, it's a good selling point. But we know companies don't just give away higher wages. They just don't give away higher wages just because they have more money. Corporations are sitting on a lot of money now. They're sitting on a lot of profits now. I don't see wages going up. So just spare us the bank shots, spare us the sarcasm and the satire. And
I'm going to spare it, but I'm going to just say to you that I come from the poor people. And I've been here working my whole stinking career for people who don't have a chance. And I really resent anybody saying that I'm just doing this for the rich. Give me a break. I think you guys overplay that all the time, and it gets old. And frankly, you ought to quit it.
Mr. Chairman, the public
wait a minute,
believes it.
I'm not through. Okay. I get kind of sick and tired of it. True, it's a nice political play.
Well, Mr. Chairman,
it's not true.
With all due respect, I get sick and tired of the richest people
Regular
in
order,
this country
Mr. Chairman.
getting richer and
Regular
richer.
order.
Order. We do a tax cut
Regular order.
middle class
Wait a minute.
Regular order.
and over and over again.
Wait just
How
a
many
second.
times do we do this before we learn this?
Listen, I've honored you by allowing you to spout off here. And what you said was not right. That's all I'm saying. I come from the lower middle class originally. We didn't have anything. So don't spew that stuff on me. I get a little tired of that crap. And let me just say something. If we worked together, we could pull this country out of every mess it's in. And we could do a lot of the things that you're talking about, too. And I think I've got a reputation of having worked together with Democrats.
Let's start with Chip.
Not starting with Chip. I did it. I've done it for years. I've got more bills.
Start with Chip today.
I got more bills passed than everybody on this committee put together. And they've been passed for the benefit of people in this country. Now, all I can say is I like you personally very much, but I'm telling you, this bull crap that you guys throw out here really gets old after a while. To do it right at the end of this was just not right. And it takes a lot to get me worked up like this.
CHIP, by the way, is the Children's Health Insurance Program. Senator Brown, by the way, wasn't finished tweeting this morning, quote, "People deserve to know what's in the committee bill passed late last night. Instead of taking our amendments to cut taxes for the middle class, it takes away health care, raises premiums, and cuts Medicare, all to pay for tax cuts for corporations." Let's bring in our congressional reporter, Lauren Fox, to talk about this Republican tax plan that just passed the committee in the Senate. So is Senator Brown correct?
Well, there are two things that this bill does that Democrats say are bad for the middle class. The first thing is that it repeals the individual mandate. And the official scorekeepers in Congress, this gets a little complicated, actually scored that as a tax increase on the lowest income Americans in the country. And the reason for that is that if you take away the requirement that people have health insurance, then they won't be necessarily getting it, and therefore they won't be getting the tax subsidies, therefore they will see a tax increase. Republicans, of course, argue that's a major problem, because if they aren't getting a tax, they are choosing not to have health insurance, then that's not really a tax increase. The other major thing is that a lot of the individual tax cuts actually sunset for the middle class. Republicans say, again, look, Republicans and Democrats are never going to actually let those tax cuts expire for the middle class. But Democrats say, unless you're in power, how do you know?
Yeah, because they sunset or they lapse after 10 years. Absolutely. But a lot of the big taxes for corporations, for example, they continue indefinitely. That's permanent. A big issue. All right, Lauren, thanks very much for that. Coming up, new allegations against the Interior Secretary, Ryan Zinke, for chartering private travel on the taxpayer's dime. We have details. Stay with us.